About meditation, tomorrow morning we will try to do a meditation called Panchabhuta Dharana. That was asked in the Satsanga question. So you look at the body as a stack of 5 elements, which it is. So that is the meditation for tomorrow morning. Because that the topic also now coming. It is considered an important meditation for students of Vedanta. There are 16 important samskaras one should do in life according to Shastra. Please comment. Yes. They call them Shodasha samskaras. But then Apastamba mentioned Chatushchatvarimshat samskaras. 44 of them. That is an expanded list. It begins with Garbhadhana. Means the nuptials of the parents. That is when the birth of the child is, that is the starting point. Now, the child is not going to do the Garbhadhana of the parents, but the parents do it, and that is counted into the account of the child. It is considered the samskara for the child. That is number one. Then there is a second samskara which you may not want to pursue nowadays. It is called Pumsavanam. Means they want to determine the sex of the child in a ritualistic way. Much better than what they try to do with the ultrasound and all that, Much better. I appreciate that. They want male child and therefore they do a ritual and worship God to get the male child. If suppose you just imagine, if all their wishes are fulfilled, suppose, then that community will become extinct in 2-3 generations. Also, it doesn't sound very nice, in modern times. In medieval times, it was considered valid and ladies never opposed. Ladies were accepting all that. And therefore it went on. They were doing Pumsavanam. They do it even now with a different name they do it. When the lady is pregnant, at the 5th month or 7th month, whatever, they do some function. They don't know it is Pumsavanam and all that. Apastamba has prescribed it. And therefore these rituals, they evolve. They evolve and they have to evolve also. You cannot have rituals fossilized in stone, like 10 Commandments tablets. Rituals evolve. That is a good point in it. Therefore you drop it. That is the second. I started counting, and I don't know whether I will get all the 16 or not. Whatever is in the head we will see. Then Jata Karma. Putre Jate Yadashtakapalam Nirvapati. That is the Vidhi. When the child is born, you have to do an Ishti, in which the oblations are offered in the fire, and the Purodasha is called Ashtakapala. Ashtasu Kapaleshu Sanskrutam Sanskrutaha Purodashaha Ashtakapalaha ityuchyate. It is a Tadhita Prayoga. Therefore, there is a ritual there called Jata Karma. These are all called samskaras. Then Namakaranam. Chaulam. Namakaranam is fixing a name. Chaulam. Chaulam is they put earrings. For the boys also they do that. I used to have earrings. Some hole must be there. I used to have. And then they removed it. Because once there was an attempt to rob them, and apparently I was going along with it. I don't mind if somebody wants to take it. It looks like that. I don't remember. And then my mother removed them at an early age. And that is Chaulam, Namakaranam. Then Upanayana. If 16 number doesn't come, you have to fill in gaps. Okay, later. Upanayanam is introducing into the chant of Gayatri and all that. It's a kind of introducing to the religious as well as spiritual life. Upanayana. And then he gets married eventually. But before getting married, he will do a samskara called Snataka Vratam, which is equivalent to the convocation ceremony which is done by universities nowadays. Snataka Vrata. After he concludes his studies of Veda, comes home and performs a ritual called Snataka Vratam. Even now they do before marriage. Just they recite those mantras and finish it. The spirit of it is gone, but the ritual is still persisting in some traditional families. Then Vivaha, marriage, Vivaha Samskaraha. Then like that 8 have come, 9 have come, good. 8, I thought 8 or maybe 9. Come to the 16th. 16th is Antyeshti. The person dies and he is cremated. Then that is done by others? No. Before others do, he will do it himself. That is the mantra. Agne Naya Supatha Raye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidvan Yuyodhyas Majjuhuranameno Bhuyishtante Nama Uktim Vidhema. You don't know this mantra? Ishavasya Upanishad, last mantra. So there he offers himself to the Agni. 1 or 2 mantras earlier also, in Ishavasya Upanishad itself. That is the prayer at the time of death. So, therefore the person performs his own Antyeshti, his own. And after he dies, these people take the body and cremate. That is the 16th. In between, a few rituals are there. One Darsha Purnamasa. It is one ritual that you do on Amavasya and Purnima day. Then Agnihotram, like that. I don't remember. You have to fill in the gaps. This is 16. 44, the list expands. These are all for boys and for Brahmana boys. Yeah, Dharma Shastra aisa hota hai. It is not meant for Vedanta. It is not Vedanta. Samskaras are for Brahmanas only. Traivarnikas. They say like that. In the books you find Traivarnika, but some of the Mahatmas later dropped Vaishyas and kept only Kshatriya and Brahmana. And then some other Mahatmas dropped Kshatriyas also. And finally it is left to very constricting it is. You narrow your vision like blinkers of a horse. So you have to come out of it and take the spirit of the ritual, like Namakaranam. It's a beautiful ritual. To give a name, you do some puja, worship Ishvara, and then give a name in a proper way, not like modern names. Nothing wrong in a modern name as long as it follows some grammar. It has to follow some grammar only. Like suppose a German boy, they want to name, so they have to, there is a way of naming a German child. So you have to follow that. So the family has a profession that is reflected in the name. Like they bake, so he is called Becker. Karl Schreiber. So some name must be there. It must have been a profession. So like that. So when you are naming a child with a German name, you have to follow the German method, Similarly, when you are naming a child with Sanskrit, you have to follow the Sanskrit grammar. Therefore, when you do a Namakarana ritual with the help of a Pandit and one who knows the Sanskrit, etc., you get good guidance from it. Therefore, that is good. Upanayanam, of course, it's a wonderful that you are initiated into Gayatri, like that. But then instead of initiating only Brahmana boys into Gayatri, you initiate the entire society into Gayatri. That is what Kavyakantha Ganapati Muni he dreamt. Some Mahatmas dreamt like that.
I don't know if I understood correctly. So even
The girl will be named at the time of marriage. They give a name in the household, but I am telling about a ritual, a samskara, not for girl children. They are not allowed for name. Why you are angry with me? Okay. At the time of marriage, you give a name, who stops you? But don't expect Apastamba to come in your support. He won't. No. And the girls should not even listen to it. So, क्या समझ रहे हैं? Orthodoxy, yeah, the most obscurantist mindset. That's why he said that the Smriti converts the Shruti into a dead letter. But can we include? We do that. We do Upanayana also for girls. We initiate girls into Gayatri. We do Upanayana for the girls. And if the parents agree, but parents are afraid. Because parents believe that if we do Upanayana, this Swami is a maverick, and if we do it, the gods may punish. Yes, that is all. Arya Samaja people do it. In India, in North India, and to some extent in South India, there is Arya Samaj. Arya Samaj is very popular in India, in North India. They all do what you are saying. The girls are initiated into Gayatri. The girls recite Vedas. They do everything, equal with boys. That is a revolution which was started by Swami Dayananda Saraswati of Arya Samaj sometime around 1860 or so. I told you about Swami Dayananda Saraswati already something. No. They are not samskaras. I am not sure about Shashtiputti. I am not a karma person. And also my knowledge of the Dharma Shastras was limited and from memory of many years. I don't think Shashtiputti included in it. It is Kamya Karma. More than Kamya Karma, it is Bhaya Nivarana Karma. It is Shanti Karma. Shashtiputti is a Shanti Karma. So, I don't think so. But let me verify. We'll verify. Whatever you are looking at is not different from God. Yeah. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, you know. It is easy to see God in a nice flower and in a beautiful mountain. But how can we see God in war and poverty? Namassahamanaya nivyadhina avyadhininam pataye namaha. These are called Ubhayato Namaskara mantras. They are Yajur mantras. Every mantra is a Yajus, Gadya, and a Namaha on either side. So, Sahamanaya, one who is attacking the army, Nivyadhine, one who is inflicting very serious injuries to the enemy. Namassahamanaya nivyadhina avyadhininam pataye. The leader of those commandos who inflict extensive injuries to the army, my namaskar. What is your problem? That is Rudra. So, that is how you see God in war. Are you satisfied? Or you want some more? नमस्सहमानाय व्याधिन आव्याधिनीनां पतये नमो नमः ककुभाय निषङ्गिणे स्तेनानां पतये नमः. Kakubha is dick, but that Kakubha I have to verify. Nishangine, one who has the quill in which the arrows are ready to be pulled out and thrown upon the enemy, and one, the leader of the thieves. My pranams, my prostrations unto the leader of thieves. Stenanam pataye namaha. Namo vanchate parivanchate stayunam pataye namaha. Vanchate, who cheats you. Parivanchate, you are so dumb that he is able to cheat you one more time and one more time. Again and again cheating. And stayu, stena, stayu. Stena means he steals your money without your knowledge. Stayu is he steals your money before your very eyes by tying you to a post. So some such difference. And the leader of those, these are all mafia groups, you know. And there is always a leader, like Al Capone or somebody. And he is the Rudra. Al Capone is the best Rudra. Therefore, Namo agre vadhaya cha dure vadhaya cha. The one who stands before you and kills, and the one who stands far away and kills by throwing a missile at you. All Rudra. If there is God in peace, who else will be in war? Sir, you have to become less sentimental. And then what you call beautiful mountain, there is a mountain. What is the beautiful you mean? You are talking of the external beauty, the physical beauty. Physical beauty is not a beauty at all. We don't consider it as important at all. So, rose is physically beautiful. I like its beauty. Therefore, I pluck it and put it to my coat button. That we do not consider beauty. We consider it as violence. I feel like touching the rose, but I don't touch, because I have no right to touch such a tender, living thing. And therefore I am cautious. I don't even go near, because the outgoing breath would be warm to disturb the tenderness of the leaf. And so I stand apart and look at it with love. That is the beauty. The inner beauty. That beauty only we recognize. We do not recognize the external beauty. Therefore, you come out of your sentimentality, rise above opposites, and see opposites are there. You see opposites only because the opposites are there in your mind. If there is samatvam in your mind, you will see samatvam everywhere. Panditas samadarshinaha. The wise see the same in all. The same is Brahman. Then there is God in the wealth and there is God in poverty. What is your problem in seeing God in poverty? There should not be a problem. In fact, God is called Akinchana Priyaha, one who loves the poor, one who loves the destitute. And the same Rudradhyaya says, Drape, Andhasaspate, Daridran, Nelalohita. Drapi is the destitute. You may want to check it. Andhasaha pati. Andhasaha is annasya. Annasya patihi. Andhaha annam. Andhasaha shashti. So the one who is the lord of food. Daridran, who is the destitute, who is the pauper. Nelalohita, he is at the same time blue and red. So that is the horizon. The sun rising horizon and the sun setting horizon, which is blue as well as red at the same time. So, like that. That is how the prayer goes. Therefore, not an issue at all. That is not Veda. I am saying Veda. Daridra Narayana is the expression of Swami Vivekananda. That has nothing to do with this. So Swamiji made an expression like that in a particular context. People want to worship Narayana. So Narayana, like that they want to worship. Swami Vivekananda said, the beggar is the Narayana. You are not doing any service to the beggar by giving doles to him. You are worshipping Narayana by serving the beggar. So it is the glory of Swami Vivekananda that he first made this expression, a novel expression in the Hindu pantheon or literature, not pantheon, literature. So Daridra Narayana, Daridra himself is the Narayana. You don't need any other Narayana. The poor, the destitute, the innocent, the downtrodden, the disadvantaged, they are all the God. Sanatana Dharma, Hindu and Hinduism. Distortions, precisely in inclusiveness, happened during over the period of time because of adding ism. Okay. No, after adding ism, distortions happened. Not like that. Distortions happened. In the movement of civilization, the dharma gets distorted. This happened with every dharma. So what Christ preached, some distortions are inevitable. Same is with what Rama preached or what Rama showed to the world or what Krishna showed to the world, what Buddha showed to the world. Distortions are bound to happen. And adding an ism is one of the distortions. So not that first you put ism and therefore it may not be like that. To shed light on the above mentioned points. You see, there is not much in it. Sanatana Dharma is the Dharma, the way of life, practiced by this great civilization for a few millennia. Nearly 5 to 10,000 years, this Dharma, this culture, this society, it's a continuing civilization. It was never ended and then some new one started. It is not like that. That is about America. American history is 250-year-old. Indian history is 5,000-year-old and still some more. And therefore, the Sanatana, it is called Sanatana Dharma. The idea is, it is timeless. It started with Bhagavan's creation and it is continuing. That is the idea. The word Sanatana is used by Valmiki. He used the word Esha Dharmas Sanatanaha Karma Bhumi Mimam Prapya Kartavyam Karma Yachubham. This is from Ayodhya Kanda. Rama saying to Lakshmana. So he says this is Karma Bhumi. He points out to Ayodhya, the kingdom of Kosala. He says it is Karma Bhumi. We are born in Karma Bhumi. Therefore, whatever Subha Karma only we should do, and so something else. And then Esha Dharma Sanatanaha. This is our Sanatana Dharma. There Lakshmana suggests to arrest Dasharatha Maharaja, to put him under house arrest, so that he cannot mess up with the other things. Then Rama says this, no, we are not supposed to do that. We have to follow his wish. Like that he says. And then he says, Esha Dharma Sanatanaha. Therefore the expression Sanatana Dharma has its origin in Ramayana. Ramayana is the Adi Kavya, I don't think it has come from Rigveda. It must have come from Ramayana. Therefore it was called Sanatana Dharma. But then this Dharma flourished probably on either side of the river Sindhu. Sindhu is one of the greatest of the rivers. For us, Ganga appears very prominent because we lost Sindhu in partition. If only partition did not happen, we all will be going to Sindhu, because that is considered very sacred. But we lost it, And so we are born in post-partition India. Therefore, for us, Sindhu doesn't even come into the consciousness, except we say a verse, Narmade Sindhu Kaveri. Therefore, this is the civilization which flourished to begin with on either side of Sindhu, and later spread this side to the south and that side to the Afghanistan, which is the Upagana Sthana, Kandahar, which was Gandhara, Tashkent is the birthplace of Kaikeyi, so like that. It spread that side. And the people who came from that side, from Arabia, the first marauders, means the attacking armies, so they called this culture, this civilization, by the name Sindhu. But in Greek and Arabian pronunciation, Sindhu is pronounced as Hindu. Sa is pronounced as Ha. These things are there. In Tamil Nadu, the syllables get mixed up. You have to say Tatakam, they say Tadagam. Ta becomes Da, Ka becomes Ga. Mahaganapati, no, Maghaganapati. So the syllables get, depends upon the type of pronunciation that is prevalent in a particular society. So, therefore, like in Hindi heartland, Sita becomes Siya, Lakshmana becomes Lakhan. Lakshmana is difficult to pronounce, Lakhan is easy. Rama remained as Rama, because no Sanyukta Akshara, etc. in it. So the pronunciations are like that. So Hind becomes Sindh. Even now, they pronounce not only Sindh as Hind, but many words which are having Sakara, they pronounced with Hakara. Not only this word, there are so many words like that. Therefore, you know why sun is called Helio? Surya becomes Helio. The Sa is Ha, La and Ra are interchangeable. Ralayor Abhedaha. Like Taravar is same as Talavar. So Surya becomes Helio, Helia. Helia is Helio. That is the word the Helio has come. Therefore sun. Helio is the sun. And that's why just I was giving example that Sa can be pronounced as Ha, just to prove a point. That is how the name Hindu stuck to us. Generally, nobody names himself or herself. Others give the name. Therefore, the name Hindu is given to us by others. And it stuck. It stuck. And so we are known by the Hindu. And Hindu stands for inclusive culture, as you rightly pointed out. A comment. So, the comment is the teaching must be forthright and not too sweet coated, sugar coated. It must be shaking the people should make people to think. That must be the type of teaching that people would benefit from. That is the comment. I appreciate it. Preface to Atma Darshana, Sri Atmananda Krishna Menon points out that he takes an approach which brings the universal under the individual, and he called it a direct approach. What is this direct path? I don't know. The path that we follow is direct path, that is how I think. But then there is another direct path followed by a particular Mahatma in a particular book I am not aware of. Is it for very few advanced sadhakas? It cannot be like that, you know. All are advanced sadhakas only. You don't want to be advanced, that's why you want to be preliminary. Because if you become advanced, then it comes with some problems. So you want to be preliminary. Therefore you remain preliminary by choice. Otherwise you can become advanced. Because you are already the Atma. Only you do want to, you feel that you don't have any hurry to that. Because there are other things, In the meanwhile, we are interested in other things. We want Atma Jnanam, but we want a few other things in the meanwhile. No, all other things you stop and become advanced and so you get a Jnanam immediately. No, that can wait. That is how people are. Therefore, this I don't know. You please, if you know more about Atmananda and Atma Darshana, please enlighten us. Is there any level of differentiation in Nirgunopasana with Pratika, Alambana, like Om and self-inquiry? You have made a kichdi. All known words you have put into it. Generally, we don't call it Nirgunopasana. Nothing wrong in even if you call it. Nirgunopasana is no more an upasana. It is a jnanam only. Upasana requires a provisional division, an iota of division. A small division is required. That is how Shankara describes. In Chandogya Bhashya, Shandilya Vidya. There he says, this is Shandilya Vidya. Is it upasana or jnanam? He raises a question. And then he shows the mantra where an element of provisional division, separation is there. That is how the mantra sounds. And therefore he says this is upasana. Shandilya Vidya begins with the mantra. Some of you may know, that's why I am giving you the details. It begins as, so sarvam khalvedam brahma tajjala niti shanta upasita. Like that it begins. Itiha Shandilyaha, like that it ends. So there the Sagunopasana proceeds by admitting an element of separation. That is how it is said by Bhashyakara. Therefore in Sagunopasana the small division is allowed. You are Jiva and Ishvara, you worship. So you don't have a question here, but you have all the words. Therefore I am just replying to the words. Pratikopasana, pratika is alambana. Pratika is a symbol. So that I have described already. Om can be pratika. You can worship Saguna using Om, or you can use Om as a means of realizing yourself as Brahman. That is alambanam for both. That is Om. And so you can use Om as Alam, as Pratika. That is what the Mahatmas used to do. They did not find the need for physical Pratika. What is physical Pratika? That which you see. What is Om Pratika? That which you hear. They said this is also Sansargan, that is also Sansargan. What difference it is? Therefore the name is as good as the form for worshipping. Therefore they worshipped the name Om of God. Om Tatsaditi Nirdeshaha Brahmanas Trividho Mataha. 17th chapter. The third verse from behind, from the end. So Om is a name to God. One name out of the three. Om Tat Sat. Therefore Om you can use as a symbol, pratika. So, and self-inquiry is altogether different. Self-inquiry is not a worship or any such thing. Self-inquiry is you inquire about yourself and see where it takes you. Just you inquire, it is like Ganga wanted to know itself and then it pursued it, explored it, and finally it found itself merged in the ocean. That is how you end up. So that you have to do. Yesterday, Nitya Naimittika karmas have to be performed. Yes, generally, when we are talking to a group of grahasthas, we say Nitya Naimittika karmas have to be performed. But if it is only brahmacharis and sannyasis, the question of karmas doesn't arise. Karmas are not meant for even brahmacharis. Karma is for grahastha. Brahmacharis, what karma they will do? They are supposed to study, not doing karmas and upasanas. Panini, study Panini, Laghu, that is upasana. Like that, a few other subjects, Sanskrit literature also you should study. That becomes the upasana. Karma means grahastha. That is how it begins. It begins with grahastha and it ends with grahastha. Vanaprastha only nitya naimittika remain. No kamya karmas are allowed in vanaprastha. People talk so much about kamya karmas. By the time you come to vanaprastha, the kamya karmas are given up, lock, stock and barrel. And in sannyasa, no karma at all. Therefore, that is about karmas. Do these change based on time and place, etc.? Yes, they do change. Karma is like that. Karmane vikalpaha, natu jnane. So karma admits alterations. So like the morning karma, that is the nitya karma, is to offer oblations like water to the rising sun with Gayatri mantra. That is the morning nitya karma. Evening also same, to the setting sun. But suppose you don't have a river, then you can do it with water which is available at home. Suppose it is cloudy, then you just fix the time approximately and offer it. Like that, all kinds of variations depending upon the place, time, context are possible. If you are traveling, no water to offer is not possible, then you just chant the mantra and do namaskar. That is enough. Like that, based on place and time, variations are allowed. Sometimes you may not be able to do a lengthy nitya karma, then you can condense it. All kinds of variations are allowed. Are they the same for all? In fact, they are same for all means you want the Dharmashastra position, then it will be very similar to what I said for Namakaranam and all that. Therefore, don't bother about that. In a Catholic way, Catholic means not Christianity, in an inclusive way, if you take, then it is same for all. Not only for Hindus, it is same for the entire humanity. Recently, some gentleman wrote a book on Sandhya Vandanam and he asked me to write a preface. I wrote, and it will come sometime. And in that I wrote Sandhya Vandanam is not only for Brahmanas, for all the Hindus, and not only for Hindus, for all entire humanity. Sandhya Vandanam is a nitya karma. Like that I was proposing. Yeah, I say the same thing now.
Swamiji, when we say काम्य कर्म जागा मगर देखना यज्ञ दान तप कर्म संग में रहे, तो would those यज्ञ दान तप
They are not, they are nishkama karmas.
they are nishkama. That won't be part of
No. You should not give up yajna, dana and tapas. Yajna, dana, tapah karma na thyajyam karyameva tata. Yajno danam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. 18th chapter. In the beginning you find this verse. Therefore yajna is offering to devatas. Like Prithvi is the devata. So what is yajna I am telling you? You plant a tree or a plant and put water to it. That is yajna. A plant you protect from wild animals or from the urchins, children, etc. You protect it so that it can grow well. That is yajna. Offer water to the plant. That is yajna. Prithvi. Then river. Don't pollute it. That is, if you stop polluting, that becomes yajna. Then, this I forgot to tell, now I suddenly remember. If you want to take, this is my father told me. I was going to Kashi. He told me, do you know how to take bath in Ganga? I said, I don't know. Please tell me. Don't directly go into bath. First take bath near the well. Take bath. And with those wet clothes, go into Ganga and come out. And then if you want to take bath one more time, you can take. If you find Ganga is not so clean, because so many people take bath there, you can take one more time. But don't enter Ganga with those dirty clothes. And yesterday you have taken bath, today morning go and jump into Ganga and wash teeth also there only. You should not do that. That is one thing he told. Second thing, when you make wet clothes, don't do it in water, because this is dirty water and you should not pollute. This is what he told me. That stuck in my head. So that much sensitivity towards a water body, towards a river, that is yajna. Then use the strength of the hands to help others, that is yajna. Because Indro me bale shritaha. So the power of the hands, which is represented by the god Indra, is an offering to Ishvara. The power of speech, Agnirme Vachishritah, that is the power of the speech, is an offering to the god. This is yajna. Danam. Danam is, as long as you have a sense of ownership, you have to share with others. And the best danam would be to give up the sense of ownership altogether and take what you need. That is the best dana. So, then thirdly, tapaha. Kaya klesha sahishnutvam tapaha. Physical discomfort, you welcome with love and enthusiasm and endure it. There is a joy in it. Like these young people, they scale a mountain peak. They just go up with a backpack. What they get out of it? The legs will pain and all that. But they do it with a lot of love. Because that is considered an adventure. The same thing with a tinge of religiosity attached to it becomes tapas. Okay? You should never give up these three. Nishkama karma. Yeah. Ramayanam, Sundarakanda, 7th or 8th chapter. I don't remember the verse. I wish I remember it. Sita, where Hanuman reaches the tree, Shimshapa tree. But he finds it empty. There is a small platform-like thing underneath the tree. There were hints that one or two ladies were there. But nobody was there at that moment. Early morning, 3:30. Who will be there? 3:30 or 4. Then he sat on the tree because he thought Sita must be around. So he goes up the tree and hides himself in the thick foliage and sits there. And then Sita comes. She has finished just then Sandhya Vandanam and she came there. That is what poet writes. So when Sita could do Sandhya Vandanam, why others should not do? This is what the Smrutikaras did by converting the Shruti into a dead letter. They have converted Valmiki's description into a dead letter. And if you study Laghu, or even Siddhanta Kaumudi, Laghu has it or not, I don't remember, but Siddhanta Kaumudi has it. Katham adhite iti kathi means the lady who is studying Katha Veda Shakha, Katha Yajurveda. Katha is Yajurveda. That particular Yajurveda, the lady who studies it is called Kathi. Similarly, there is a usage Kalapi. Then Vadhyayasya Patni Yatu Swayam Adhyapayati. Two usages. If the lady is the wife of a teacher, then she is called Upadhyayani. Anuk will come. But she herself teaches, then she is called Upadhyaya. Top is the pratyaya. Like that, some distinction, I don't remember exactly, some distinction is there. And then one verse for your kind information. There are some scholars in the meeting, in the group, that's why I am saying these things. There is a verse. The moment I say the verse, you should be able to get the meaning. Pura kalpetu narinam maunji bandhanam ishyate adhyapanancha vedanam savitri vachanam tatha iti yamasmrutihi. Okay? From where it came? If you go to Yamasmriti, you will find it there. With number and all that, you should go. But I got it from a commentary called Bala Manorama. That is the commentary, written on Siddhanta Kaumudi by some scholar. And this verse you find in that, in the Stri Prachaya Prakaranam. Therefore, Pura Kalpetu Narinam. At one time, the ladies used to wear Yajnapavitam. And they used to teach Vedas. And they used to initiate kids into Gayatri. Savitri Vachanam Tatha. So all of this is converted into a dead letter by the obscurantist Smritikaras of the later years. They are not Smritikaras. They have converted the original Smritis into open house Wikipedia and added their verses. So they are not Smritikaras. But by the time you put a Smriti in place by adding all these things, the Shruti is converted into a dead letter. Very unfortunate. That is how civilizations have a downfall. Nobody kills. Arnold Toynbee, the great Indologist, said, there are only suicides in civilizations, there are no homicides in civilizations. That is what he said. They used to teach. That is an intelligent question, which was answered in a particular way. At any given time, for whatever social and familial reasons, the number of women attending the classes was always less than that of men. Though in the society the percentage is 50-50, those who come to the higher education is not 50-50. Even today. Even in Parliament, there are only 20% women, even today. Because there is a biological difference, Women and men are not uniform. There is a biological disadvantage for the women in certain respects, not in all. In certain respects, like going out of the house and go into some forest area and catch hold of some Mahatma, live in a cave and read and study. A man can do it more easily than a woman. There are certain, they are not identical. Therefore, they account for the differences. And then the Smritikaras have converted the Shruti into a dead letter, I said many times. That added to the discrimination. In fact, that was the main force